Hello folks, today I'm over here at a place called Zion, which is very close to Belfont here in central Pennsylvania, and I got a call from Roger Pollock's wife Joanne last night if I'd like to come over and if I had any pieces, because they're having a salt firing. So I said yes, that'd be great, I'd love to. So I've come over here and let's go over here. We're doing some wadding up of some pieces, and all the pots, of course, before they can be put in the kiln, have to be wadded up with little wads to separate them, so that they don't get stuck to the shelves, etc. So, and they easily get knocked off. Here's some of mine. You can see here I've got wads underneath them, and I've yet to do these guys here, but I'll do those in a moment. Meanwhile, over here we have Danny, and he is part owner of this salt kiln along with Roger. And how long, Danny, have you had this kiln here?
I'm thinking about 5 years.
About 5 years?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And it's been fired, I think, about 40-something times.
I'm not too sure about that.
Thereabouts, yeah. So anyway, you can see here, this is kind of interesting work, isn't it? It's very textural, and all his pieces are here, all wadded. And then we have Jason. Jason is here today. Jason Bloom. That's right, isn't it?
Right.
So he's all his pots. Another the thing about salt glazing is, of course, that you generally have to put a glaze on the inside. I think they call it a liner, but the outside is pretty much left. Although I think you can put things on the outside as well, can't you? Stains,
slips, glazes.
Stains, slips, glazes.
Raw, depending on the clay body.
Right. As you probably gathered, I'm not very experienced at this kind of procedure, so it's actually quite interesting for me. Bit of a learning curve, but that's all right. And anyway, here's the kiln itself. Jason is here loading, and there's a lot of preparatory work to do. And hi, Jason.
Hello.
And so he's busily collecting pieces for that first shelf down there. So this is a solid brick kiln, which is fired by propane. And that's it. Of course, the kiln builds up a layer of salt, although I think this kiln was also had a wash over with some glaze. Oh, I see.
It was a wash of Celadon glaze.
It was a wash of Celadon, was it?
Yeah, it was put on the walls, and that was after about the 4th or 5th firing.
Yeah.
Initially, when we first started firing this kiln, we were using a mixture of salt and soda. So there was we would put salt in, and then there was a soda compound. It was soda mixed with whiting and soda ash. So it was kind of like this hard, crumbly stuff that we'd put in, and then whenever that gets placed in through these burner forks.
Okay, and you use that as a scoop.
So salt will be placed in this.
Yeah.
Whenever the firing reaches about 2400 degrees. So when we get to cone 10, then we'll back off on the amount of propane gone into the kiln. So we control that with these forced air burners. And we have a pressure valve, so we'll back off on the pressure and then adjust the air, these little fans here.
Yeah.
And use that to get our flames right.
Okay.
and create kind of like a neutral pressure on the kiln. Whenever we salt, we pull the damper out in the back, pull bricks out of these little ports.
You pull the brick out,
So
yeah.
we'll pull the brick out, and a scoop of salt will get slid in and deposited into the flame. So as that flame shoots in this flame channel here, headed for the target brick in the center, that salt gets deposited in there and immediately gets vaporized at that temperature.
Yeah.
And then
Hits the target brick and then it gets thrown up high.
Yeah, so that coming in from both sides, there's four burners in this kiln. So all of that vapor flame gets directed up to the crown of the kiln, moves up over the arch, and then this is a downdraft kiln, so that gets drawn back down through the center of the weir, and it creates this vapor cloud with that sodium inside the kiln. And at that temperature, the sodium is attracted to silica in the clay body and in the glaze. That reaction takes place right inside the kiln and forms glass on the surface of the pots.
Great, thank you, that's a good explanation. Now, do you have a website, Jason?
Yes.
What's your website?
bloompottery.com.
bloompottery.com. Hey, thanks, Jason. Great. And Danny, do you have a website?
Yeah, it's Ian Stainton Pottery.
IanStaintonPottery.com?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can just find it on Facebook. Stainton. On Facebook, just Stainton Pottery.
Stainton Pottery on Facebook as well. Okay, that's great. Well, from here in Zion, near Bellefonte, central Pennsylvania, we'll be back tomorrow. They'll be firing the kiln. Until then, we're going to keep practicing. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.